Hi guys, it's Adam, and in today's video I'll be talking about whether it's good or bad to have piles of shame. Now this is completely my opinion. Other people's opinions will differ on this subject, but it's just a very short video to address this sort of subject really. So yeah, basically I've always had piles of shame. There's a big one right down there that I'm looking at the moment. There's a big one there. And then there's tons of boxes of unlisted stock in the garage. So yeah, I've always sort of had piles of shame. And even if you go back and watch my really early videos, when I was completely based in my bedroom, there was piles of shame in there even. So yeah, I've always had them. And they've always bugged me. I've always looked at them and thought, oh, I can't be bothered. Even if there was fairly alright stuff in the pile of shame, I always think to myself, oh god, I just don't like it. But on the flip side, having a pile of shame means that you always have something to delve into when times are lean, such as over Christmas you may not be able to source as much because the car boots may not be as big. There may not even be car boots on where you are. So you've got to be a bit more creative in the leaner months of the year, and that's when piles of shame sort of can come into their element and be a really good source of your stock. So having a pile of shame for me, in my opinion, I don't like having a pile of shame, and I don't think it's a great thing to have. But in terms of in certain months of the year, it can really save you, especially if you've not got tons of unlisted stock, and basically all your unlisted stock is your pile of shame. So yeah, I mean, it can save you in some respects, but it is not, for me, it is not nice to look at. It's not organised. As I say, I'm looking at them now. They're just not nice, not nice to look at. But the great thing is, once you start, I feel if you've got a big messy pile, for me personally, instead of it being all tidy in a way, when I've got a big messy pile, I think, yes, I'll get stuck into it. So when I do come to have that motivation to get stuck into it, I feel like I can work through it more easily, because I feel that once it's done, that area is all nice and tidy. So in one respect, for me, it helps with motivation, but I have to have the motivation to be able to actually start it. But yeah, I feel personally that there are some great attributes and great positives with having piles of shame, but also on the flip side, it's not so good to have piles of shame, because you want your business to run as efficiently as possible, and that means getting all or most of your stock listed. So having these great big piles of shame around is sort of an inefficiency in itself. But then, as I say, come the leaner months, it's more of an efficiency, because you might not be able to get stock as easily, as I say. So therefore, having the pile of shame is crucial to a lot of people. So yeah, I suppose for me, to answer the question in a defining way, I would probably say for me I'd have to lean on more of the good side. Piles of shame are more good than bad. I suppose if you had massive piles of shame, then it wouldn't be so good. But I mean, mine aren't that big. Well, yeah, they're not that big compared to other people's anyway. So I think in that respect it's fairly good. But yeah, as I say, if you had massive piles of shame, it's probably not so good. But yeah, so I'm also going to do a video, probably today as well, on Q4 and just my process. Again, it'll be sort of in my opinion, and just the process I'll be doing this Q4. But I think it's a video that needs to be addressed, because I've had a lot of people ask me about what I'm doing for Q4, how I'm prepping, when I'm listing, what I'm listing, how much stock have I got stored away, and all that sort of stuff. So I'll address all those questions in the video I'll probably do today as well. But yeah, I thought it was a bit of a different video to do this one. It's definitely a controversial topic. A lot of people say they don't like piles of shame, they really don't like dealing with them. But also on the flip side, you've got to sort of analyse it and think, are there actually any good points to having piles of shame? So yeah, it's quite an interesting video. Please give me your thoughts on it. Do you think piles of shame are good or bad? Because as I say, what I've just mentioned is my opinion, so I'd love to hear your opinions on this matter. It is a bit, as I say, it is a bit of a controversial topic. Some people say they're excellent, other people will say they're an inefficiency, they're messy, they're unorganised, it's just not good business practice. But yeah, as I say, I'd like to get your opinion, so drop your comments down below. And yeah, that'll do it for this one, guys, so I will see you in the next video. See you very soon, guys.